6 British officers arrest 2 parents for in front of their children for criticizing a school. So this is freedom of speech over in the UK. They rolling 6 deep. 6 police officers. 6 police officers for a tweet, for a WhatsApp post. Like, what are you doing? Like, how do you need that many people? So we got people getting arrested right now.
Me. Why? Because I've been talking about my daughter's school on a WhatsApp group. It was the morning of Wednesday, the 29th of January.
Wait, this is it?
6 police officers came to my house and arrested me. Why? Because I've been talking about my daughter's school on a WhatsApp group. It was the morning of Wednesday, the 29th of January, about 11:45. I was on a Zoom call for a work project, when on my Zoom screen, in the little window where I saw my own face, I realised that 2 police officers were standing behind me. Another 2 police officers were arresting my partner, Rosalind, in front of Francesca, our 3-year-old daughter. They bundled us into the police cars and took us off to custody at Stevenage Police Station, where we remained for the next 12 hours. He arrested me on suspicion of harassment and malicious communications, and it was to do with a dispute with our daughter's primary school, which began with posts on a WhatsApp group. On the 23rd of November 2023, the head teacher of my daughter's primary school announced he would retire. But what seemed strange to me was the Board of Governors decided immediately to appoint the deputy head as acting head 10 months later without even advertising the job. So I made some inquiries. I contacted the chair of governors in private and in good faith and asked her to explain what a rationale was and what was going to happen. Her response, in my opinion, was rather evasive. So I asked again, and I wrote to all the governors asking them to explain what was happening and why they decided to do that. I posted that letter in a WhatsApp group. It's a private parents' WhatsApp group. Like most parents, we chunted about a few things. One thing we talked about on that group was a letter from the school commanding all parents not to talk about the school on Facebook or social media or WhatsApp groups.
I would like to remind all parents that the school will take action where comments are aimed at individuals within the school community or, as a result, cause disharmony within the school or distress to the... So they sent this shit out in Comic Sans?
I thought that was a bit off. My partner Rosalind made a handful of vaguely spicy comments. She referred to one school leader as a control freak. She said the chair of governors didn't know much about anything. Out of the blue, on the 12th of July last year, the chair of governors wrote to Rosalind and me. She accused us of posting disparaging and inflammatory comments on WhatsApp and Facebook. And she warned us that if we didn't stop, she would ban us from our daughter's school. So we pushed back. We complained. We denied the accusations. We complained that they'd been accessing our messages. And 2 days later, they banned us from the school. Now, this ban had really serious implications for our daughter, Sasha. She has epilepsy, she's disabled, she has special needs. We weren't allowed to have normal conversations with the school. We could only send emails. So we had to send emails about everything our daughter needed for her health and education. We were going through the school's formal complaints policy. And then
the formal complaints policy. I think I just got done watching another video about the formal business policy of the government. Yeah, I wonder how many steps there are to that.
On the 20th December, there was a knock on the door. It was a police officer. He told me in no uncertain terms not to contact the school, not to speak to anybody about the head teacher recruitment issue. He even told me to take my daughter out of the school. In the end, we gave up, I suppose. We took Sasha out of the school. 5 days later, the police turned up.
That wasn't enough.
When we were finally interviewed, the detective, who'd had no previous involvement with the case, he turned out not to have any evidence of those alleged crimes. He had no documents, he had no first-hand accounts. He just had a vague statement from the acting head teacher at the school.
Yeah.
It was Kafkaesque. It was surreal. It was bizarre. It was horrific. Eventually, we were put on police bail and discharged at midnight. We got a £75 cab back to our house in Borehamwood. About 2 or 3 days later, a kind of PTSD began to kick in.
Yeah, it's probably stressful to get fucking detained by the police, taken over there and Yeah, I'd be stressed.
I mean, did that really happen?
Yeah.
Even now, 2 months later, when I see a police car go by somewhere near our house, I shudder. I think, are they coming back for us again?
No, I had this happen too. Because for a really long time, I've had a driver's license ever since I was I had permit since I was 16. I got a license at 17. And I'm 37, not 37, 34. I was 17 then. So it's 17 years. I've had a driver's license. I think that for about 15 years. Caught? No, not yet. Anyway, so for 15 of the 17 years that I've had a driver's license, something has been wrong. I either didn't have registration, inspection, insurance, a valid license, it wasn't renewed, I didn't have the car, there's something wrong with the car, right? Some kind of issue wrong with it. And so anyway, basically now, I have a new car, and so all that stuff's up to date. And if I see a cop car, because I'm still in the mindset of constant awareness of all police cars, because I've been playing hide and seek with APD, Austin Police Department, for 17 fucking years. And so it's hard for me to imagine that I'm not in the game right now, right? Because I haven't had to renew anything. And so I'm sitting around, I'm like I see a cop pull up behind me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he gonna run my plates. He gonna, this is it. Oh, this is it. This is it. And then I remember, actually, no, you got everything up to date. It's weird. It's really weird. APD is kind of easy. No, they don't give a fuck. I've been pulled over probably like 6 times. I got a ticket once. And to be fair, when I got that ticket, that was some I really had fucked up there, right? I didn't have anything at that point. I didn't even have my license. This because they watched the stream? I know some of them do, yeah.
Eventually, we got a call from the detective in charge of the case. He said to Rosalind, "We're taking it no further. I have found no evidence for these offences." And that was it. It was over. And even now, we still don't know what we're meant to have said or done, which was so terrible or justified sending 6 police officers to our house.
How convenient.
I don't know if we're the first parents to get our collars felt by the police for putting a school's nose out of joint, but I hope we're the last.
Hertfordshire Police has said, following reports of harassment and malicious communications, which are criminal offences, a man and a woman from
Harassment, malicious communication, criminal offence.
Both aged in their 40s, were arrested on Wednesday, 29 January. The arrests were necessary to fully investigate the allegations, as is routine in these types of matters. Following further investigations, officers deemed that no further action should be taken due to insufficient evidence. A spokesperson for Hertfordshire County Council said an interim head was appointed for the one term to allow time for a proper recruitment process to be carried out. The role was advertised publicly, and the recruitment was supported by external professional advisors. We are confident that this was a fair, transparent, and timely process.
For sure. For sure. Oh, yeah, for sure. Here, I want you guys to notice something here. So, look at this real quick.
For God's sake, don't touch it.
Dad, what's wrong with the telly?
Evening, London. Allow me first.
You hear what he said? What did he just say?
Good evening, London.
He didn't say New York. He didn't say Texas.
Allow me first to apologize for this
emergency channel.
See,
I do, like many of you, appreciate
they've been making movies about this shit for years. Y'all didn't want to listen.
Tranquility, repetition.
There's Piers Morgan.
I enjoy them as much as any bloke. But in the spirit of
Man.
commemoration, whereby those important events of the past, usually associated with someone's death or the end of some awful bloody struggle,
wow,
are celebrated with a nice holiday, I thought we could mark this November the 5th, a day that is sadly no longer remembered, by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat. There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Let me think, just let me think.
In fact, even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
That's crazy.
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is,
this movie is good. Yeah, I remember I watched this in movie theaters.
Terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice.
A great movie. Yeah, it was.
And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak.
So I'm just saying,
you now have censors.
All these movies,
coercing
all the, and you go look at Children of Men. I think it's the same thing. It's all in Europe, because the reason why is that actually I think that in the story, the reason why is America. Everybody killed each other in America. Everybody's dead. Like, we blew each other up. Like, that happened like a long time ago, right? So that's really the reason. Like, it's not like everything's good where we're at, but, like, you know.
Conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
Hey, it's better to burn out than fade away, right?
Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others.
28 days later? Yeah.
But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty...
The movie? This is real in 5 years?
Into a mirror.
It's,
why you did it.
V for Vendetta. It's a very good movie.
War, terror, disease.
Man.
There were a myriad of problems.
It's so fucking funny for me to see this. It really is. And this is real now in the UK. Yeah, we'll watch the last minute for it.
Your reason and rob you of your common sense. Fear got the best of you, and in your panic you turned to the now High Chancellor Adam Sutler. He promised you order, he promised you peace, and all he demanded in return was your silent, obedient consent.
By the way, I think they're going to do this. They're probably going to elect a super authoritarian person in like one of these European countries, and he's going to do... Like, they're basically going to, I think they're going to elect a person like this in order to basically, like, shut down a lot of, like, illegal immigration and, you know, migrant stuff. And they're going to do that. And then it's going to go even farther. And I always wonder, like, is this some kind of, like, fucking 600 IQ plan where it's like, we're going to make it so bad that you vote for the crazy guy so we can take over? You know?
Last night, I sought to end that silence. Last night, I destroyed the Old Bailey to remind this country of what it has forgotten. More than 400 years ago, a great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. His hope was to remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives. So if you've seen nothing, if the crimes of this government remain unknown to you, then I would suggest that you allow the 5th of November to pass unmarked. But if you see what I see, if you feel as I feel, and if you would seek as I seek, then I ask you to stand beside me 1 year from tonight, outside the gates of Parliament, and together we shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgotten.
Dude, I remember when I watched this was so fucking cool the first time. I was like 19 or something like that. It was so badass. But I do have to say,
good evening, London.
Every time it's in Europe, y'all gotta get these people under control. You gotta get them under control. We have a problem. Y'all got a problem over there. Like, you gotta throw some tea into the water, do something, right? I can't remember the last time I saw 6 police officers together in Britain, but here they are arresting 2 parents in front of their children for complaining about their local school in a WhatsApp group. Britain is completely and utterly lost. It used to be the home of individual liberty. Now it's morphing before our very eyes into an Orwellian nightmare. We need a political revolution to restore common sense, and we need it now. You know what? I fucking agree with that. Oh my God. The Brits give up their guns and now the government puts them in jail for Facebook posts. Bro, we tried to tell y'all. Look, but you should have listened. You should listen. We had it set up. Yeah, no, I mean for sure. They need to go for a tea party. Yeah, they need to do something, man. They need to have their Trump. I know exactly. And this is crazy for me to see this. We have freedom of speech in the UK, by the way. Yeah. No, this is their freedom of speech. I can see that. Damn, bro. Like, is it really that bad? Damn, that's just too bad, huh? Let me see. I'll look at the rest of this. And, wow.
In the minds of the British people, you are unique in the world. You're the indigenous population of this island. You have something great to offer the world. This is a seat of Protestant Christianity. Your culture, your language, your views, your attitudes, your customs, your traditions, those are all worth defending because they're great. That's the basis of any country. In Saudi Arabia, they feel that way about their country. Yeah. This is Saudi Arabia. We're the most important country in Islam. You know, we're the...
Why is it that the UK had to get rid of ninja swords, but Japan didn't? Does anybody know?
Leader of the Arab world, which they are. They're very proud of it. Great. I'm not a Muslim or an Arab, not from the Middle East. I come here, they're like, great, so glad to have you. By the way, you're not allowed to, like, change the laws here because you're not Saudi.
Yeah, sure.
Great Britain lacked that self-respect. The United States increasingly lacks that self-respect and that belief that their way of doing things is a good way and worth fighting for. If you don't have that, then it's just like a massive home invasion where you're not willing to stand up and defend your wife and children. And so you get...
It's a good thing Tucker Carlson is in America, or he'd be going to jail for this.
Get enslaved. Like,
yeah, I do think
that's the rule of the world.
Well, I certainly think Britain's lost its way and it's lost its pride and it's lost its ability to show the world we matter, and we've become increasingly irrelevant.
But your values, your ideas, freedom of discourse. Like, I see it now. You're putting people in prison.
And this is what's funny. Even Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE, they were the ones telling Britain. They said, guys, you don't know. We know. You think you know. You don't know. We know. We're telling you, and you're not going to all right. All right. Okay.
Literally in prison for Facebook posts, and it's like, obviously that's authoritarian, but it's deeper than that. It's like, no, this is England. This is the country that gave free speech to the United States. This is where it all came from. This is where habeas corpus came from. The Magna Carta was signed here. This is Western civilization. We're talking about Western civilization. What is it? It's England, actually. And so if you allow it to become what it is now, Western civilization ends. I don't think that's overstating it at all. If Saudi Arabia fell today and became Buddhist...
Does Saudi Arabia not take refugees? I assume they did. Did they just not take them? No.
Something, it would have a massive effect on the entire region. Like, the holy sites are here, right? It's much more significant merely than its landmass.
Let me ask you about...
And the same was true for your country. It was hugely significant for us in the U.S. We're your descendants.
Yeah.
And we did what you did, but with, like, much more land and resources. So I'm very distressed about it.
That's insane, man. It really is. Oh, my God.